To me, beauty is in the heart. I think that it all goes back to your intentions, having good character, having good integrity, and just being pure. I think that beauty is pure because you can be statistically gorgeous, but if you have a crappy attitude, then it'll ruin that.
Welcome to the Beauty Talk podcast, where we feature how the best medical practitioners help their patients to look better, younger, and healthier. Now, enjoy the show, and here's your host.
Daniel Gao here. I'm the host of Beauty Talk. We feature the top practitioners in health and beauty, both inside and out. I have Ayana Hall, a hairstylist for over 20 years who battled and recovered from liver failure and turned a beauty business into a full-service beauty and wellness spa. Vivacious Lady Luxury Salon Spa is a premier destination for beauty, relaxation, and rejuvenation. Her full-service beauty spa is designed to cater to the discerning clientele seeking a head-to-toe experience like no other. Her beauty spa offers a tranquil oasis where guests can be serviced for hair, lash extensions, skincare, massage, nail care, and more. So Ayana, welcome and glad to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so I'm curious, how did you first get interested in beauty? Let's start there.
Well, I've always been into beauty since I was a child. Being raised around my aunt, she's into beauty, and that's really where I got my inspiration from.
Okay. And now you have the story about as far as you went through liver failure. I mean, what happened there?
In 2023, I was diagnosed with liver failure.
Ooh, wow.
That was a journey. I didn't know what was really going on with my body. I just knew that I was constantly tired, extremely tired, fatigued. I was just not feeling well. I would break out in sweats, dizzy. So at the time I was in cosmetology school, finally getting my license. And I went into the hospital just to see what was going on with me. I was admitted from emergency straight to ICU, where I stayed for 2.5 weeks.
Wow.
And then it took me a total of like 5 or 6 months to get back to my regular routine. I was able to do that with juicing, supplements, a diet change, and I had to really kick in some exercise.
Wow. And this was before you had Vivacious Lady, or during that time when you already had the spa?
This was while I was doing my business planning to get my location.
Oh, wow. So
Yeah.
how did that experience affect you as far as when you started opening the spa and then really the vision and everything that you bring to the spa? Did that kind of affect you in that way?
Well, when I got into this journey, I always had a mission to open a full service beauty establishment because of the convenience, especially in our area where sometimes you'll find yourself having to go to different locations in order to get the services that you need. But after going through my journey and learning that there isn't always a medication for everything that's wrong with us, you don't get a notification when you're about to check out, because when I arrived to the hospital, all of my vitals were down to 1%.
Oof.
Like your
Wow.
phone can't even survive on less than 5%. And I was able to still function with half a blood count and nearly no nutrients.
Yeah.
It could happen to anyone. Liver failure can be caused by too much coffee, too much sugar, alcohol, cigarettes, too many processed foods. There's a number of things that can affect your liver. So I really wanted to just begin to educate people on the value of your inner beauty as
Okay.
well as your external beauty.
Yeah. So now within your spa, what are some of the most common services that your clients come to you for?
Mainly hair care
Mhm.
and skincare and nail care. Those are our top 3
Okay.
services.
Okay. So all revolving around the beauty side of it. Now, wellness, I'd like to dive a little bit into the wellness, especially given your journey, liver failure and going through that. So from the wellness perspective, like what's your approach to how you work with your clients from a wellness perspective?
Ways that I connect with my community through wellness is through my partnerships. I have a village of registered nurses who operate med spas. So I'm able to stay in connection with them as well as my own personal knowledge and experience. One of the med spas that I have partnered with, she focuses on medical weight loss, which is extremely important to your health
Mhm.
because you want to make sure that you are always in good standing. And then another one I partner with, she does cosmetic injections, but we also partner to do PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma, and that's a service that restores hair loss.
Okay. Could you dive a little bit deeper into that one, the PRP for hair loss? Like, how specifically does that work? Or I guess in what situations would someone want to look into that type of treatment?
Well, it's good for anyone who's experiencing thinning, balding, any forms of alopecia. It is not a replacement for if you are lacking nutrients. So me and the nurse, we dive a little deeper in our questioning, asking you what's going on with your daily routine. How do you feel? How is your diet? What is your exercise habits like? And then that'll help us determine if you're a good candidate for that service or not. Your blood is drawn and then it is spun to separate the blood from the plasma, which is re-injected back into your scalp to promote collagen and hair growth. PRP can also be used for a number of things, such as like in your skincare. It'll help repair your skin cells. As we know, your placenta has your plasma in it. So that's also another health factor that PRP can be used for, but we focus on hair.
Hair. Okay, got it. And on
Mhm.
the other side, the medical weight loss side, I'm assuming those are using the GLP-1s, or is it a different type of treatment that they use?
The medical weight loss, yes, she does offer the GLP ones in her practice.
Mm-hmm.
I have her supplements, which includes a fat burner, detox, and a multivitamin. They're all natural products. The product that I favor the most is the detox because it's just magnesium and potassium. When I was going through my journey, magnesium was something that I was lacking. I was losing muscle mass. So
Mm-hmm.
the magnesium and the potassium would have helped me to rebuild my muscle mass, which is also a common factor in people who do go through the GLP-1 journey
Yeah.
because you're losing weight, but since you're losing it so rapidly, it's also shrinking your muscle mass. So you have to do things to repair those, like have a well balanced diet and make sure that you're exercising. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
So that's why the supplements assist with that.
Okay, got it. So that's why you partner with all these different types of people or other practices, just so you can offer that complete wellness and beauty experience to your clients.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I'm curious, as far as educating your clients on what you offer and the benefits, how do you go about educating them on that? Because I'm sure you get people from all different walks of life, all different situations. So,
Mhm.
what's your process to kind of figure out what's going to be the best fit for them and also helping them to understand what is the best fit for them?
At this time, the majority of my reach are personal one-on-one sessions where I talk to people about their journeys. But I am looking to get more engaged in my community so that I could do some speaking engagements and connect with my community to answer their questions as well.
Mhm. Okay. And for these treatments or like these services that you're offering, what would you say is some of the most common misconceptions or myths that you hear most often?
It doesn't work. A lot of people think that a lot of things don't work, but consistency is key. Consistency is key.
And when you say consistency, could you elaborate a little bit more on what you mean by consistency?
With anything that you do, if you want to see results, you have to stick to what you're doing. So if you want your hair to grow, then you have to get on a regimen that's going to allow your hair to flourish, like drinking your water and eating your nutrients and make sure that you're protecting it so that it's not breaking off. That takes
Mhm.
consistency. If you break that consistency, then it's going to show. Just like with exercising.
Mhm.
If you want to get toned up and lose some weight, you got to go to the gym
Mhm.
a few times a week for a few months straight. But if you break that habit, you'll notice you start to gain the weight back.
Okay. So the consistency is whether it's going to be from a wellness side, from a beauty side, whether
Yeah.
a treatment side, it's always going to be you have to keep it going.
Yeah. A
And
lot of people who experience hair issues, more than likely, they're experiencing an internal problem. So if you're experiencing damage or breakage, it's probably because your body is lacking moisture. You need to have your water intake checked. I also always highly recommend that my clients go get their blood drawn because your doctor will be able to tell you what vitamins and nutrients you're missing.
Hmm. That's very interesting.
You can either take those details and go to your local vitamin store, or your doctor can prescribe you the vitamins that you're missing.
Okay. That's very interesting because I think when most people think about, I'm gonna use hair damage or hair loss or anything with the hair, I think
Hmm.
most people think, oh, it's external, it's the shampoo, it's the conditioner, it's the
It,
moisturizer, whatever it is, but
mhm.
never thought about it as
It,
far as, well, it's internal. It's the vitamins you're lacking.
it's almost never the products
Huh.
that are not working.
Interesting. Okay. So,
Even with your skincare, you'll notice like you'll have outbreaks on your skin, whether it be acne or you might have some dry skin patches or some hyperpigmentation. That's something that's going on internally. I also have a skincare partnership with Truth Treatments. He's a dermatologist, pharmacist. His name is Ben Folks, and he educates a lot on what could be going on internally to cause those issues.
mm, okay.
Like if you suffer from eczema or psoriasis, there's a chemical imbalance in you,
Okay.
not just because you have itchy skin.
Yeah.
And it's something that can be corrected.
Mhm. Okay. So it's likely something that's internal, whether it's a deficiency, an imbalance, but almost always it sounds like it's something that's internal that's causing the issue. It's almost never external or trying to
Yeah,
externally.
yes.
Okay. Interesting. Now, I'm also wondering, Ayana, when it comes to what you do and how you help your clients, what role do you believe creativity plays in what you
A
do?
huge role. That's what makes our job exciting. I love to recreate someone's look.
Hmm. Okay. So with the creativity side, how are you able to balance that creativity with what they're looking for and what they see as beautiful or not beautiful?
Well, the initial intrigue or the initial interest for the client is because of my creativity.
Hmm.
They love my work.
Mhm.
And then I get to educate them on how to improve their lifestyle.
Okay. So when people come in, is it more of they've already seen you do work on somebody else and then they want to replicate that or use that as the foundation for what they want to do on them? Or
Yeah.
do you just kind of describe a little bit about that process? Like how do you do that for all unique different types of people?
Well, I do have styles that I specialize in, but I'm also a visionary. So I'm a visual learner. So if you show me a picture of what you're looking to get, I can more than likely duplicate that style for you or tell you if it's a good fit for you or not.
Mhm. Okay. Now, I'm sure that the entire time that you've had the spa, I'm sure that you've had some people come in that maybe is suffering from something or had a tough situation or just a challenging case. Is there maybe a story or two that you can share as far as one just something memorable stands out in mind, someone that came in challenging case and how you were able to help them out in the end?
Um, I've actually had a few challenging cases over the years. One that stands out the most, I had a client who every time I would shampoo her hair, she would have a very soft spot in the top of her head,
Mhm.
like um, like a baby. You know how
Hmm.
babies have the soft spot in the
Yeah.
top of their head. And I would tell her, like, you should probably go and get this checked out. It's really tender up here. I would ask her questions like, does it hurt? Do you have headaches? She wasn't experiencing any of those issues.
Hmm.
Um, we I talked to her about it maybe for like 3 or 4 years straight. I would just keep recommending that she just go see someone. And then during the pandemic, she came and visited me. She brought me a edible arrangement
Hmm.
because she had went to sleep one evening and she woke up with an excruciating headache. She went into emergency and found out that she had a brain tumor
Oh, wow.
that was getting ready to corrupt.
Mhm. Oh.
And that was a very touching situation because I didn't
Mhm.
know that I was like,
Mhm.
alerting her that something was going on, but it also gave me insight to how important our job is,
Mhm.
especially when you are aware of what's going on, when you care about someone.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a great story as far as just being aware, something like that. People don't think about it. It's just, oh,
Yeah.
that's just the way I am. It's just how it
Yeah.
is. Um,
I mean, and it could have been another person, it could have been another stylist who just was so focused on getting paid and, making you look good that they weren't concerned about what was actually going on with you.
Is there anything else kind of like in a situation like that that people should be aware of? Like if they have soft spots on their head, if they have certain skin conditions, if like things like
Mhm.
that that kind of you recognize that something's wrong, but they don't recognize that something's wrong. Like are there some like common situations that you've seen or just ones that really come to mind so people that are experiencing that can at least take a look at it or get it checked out, or at least they have some direction of, hey, this is not normal. This is what you should
Mhm.
look at.
I would start by saying that anytime you experience something that doesn't go away within a couple of days, make sure you either take note of it or go get it checked out. If you're experiencing any tiredness, fatigueness for long periods of time, that can mean that you're lacking nutrients in your body, and you should definitely go get that checked out because it could lead to internal damage.
Mm,
But anytime you're feeling out of the normal, even if it's the smallest thing, like I said, I thought that I was just extremely tired.
mm,
I was looking for an extra long nap. I'm like, maybe if I just take a couple of days off of work and get some sleep, then I'll be fine. Those couple of days could have cost me my life
mm.
if I had not gone
Wow.
to the hospital instead of going home to take a nap.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So you really have to look at for the warning signs, look for anything that's off, and if it's off for a long period of time.
Get it checked out. Like I said, you could think it's the smallest thing. I thought
Yeah.
that I just needed some rest.
Hmm.
Need some rest and some water, and I'll be fine.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So, what a piece of advice would you give to someone? Let's say they're looking on getting some type of treatment, some type of service done, think very similar to the things that you offer, but they don't know which provider to go to. Because I mean, you offer a lot more than just the beauty side. You're also looking at it from the wellness perspective, also. So,
Mhm.
what would you say if someone's looking for someone around their area to provide that service? What should they look for?
I would thank God we are in the modern day where we have social media
Mm-hmm.
because our social media platforms now stand for our portfolios. So you should really do your homework and then figure out how you can get in contact with someone so that you can ask your questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions.
Okay, perfect. Now, I'm also curious, what do you think the future of beauty's going, Ayana?
I would love to see the upcoming generation be as passionate.
Hmm. Okay. And do you think that I guess, do you think the future is going in the is a bright future, or do you think that it's maybe regressing a little bit?
I will hope that it's getting better though,
Okay. Okay.
that we have a bright future.
Yeah. Okay. Now, for your spa, Vivacious Lady Luxury Spa, what's your vision for the spa? What's your long-term vision for the spa?
My long-term vision for the spa is just to continue offering beauty and wellness as a priority. I want to be able to build a strong community of women and men who are active in keeping up with their health and being a village. Having a village is very important in every aspect of our lives.
What's the
I
kind of
want people to know that they have somewhere that they can have a safe space where they can address their concerns and grow as individuals.
Okay. And I want to dive a little bit deeper into that part of it as far as the kind of community that you want to grow, the kind of community that you want to have. Like when people come into your spa, what do you want them
Mhm.
to feel?
At peace. I want them to feel welcome. I want them to feel like they can be themselves, and I want them to feel like they can be nurtured.
Hmm, well said. Well, I'm
Thank
sure
you.
that that's the kind of environment that people are looking for. That'd be right at home at your spa.
Yeah.
Now, Ayana, I have one last question for you, but before I ask it, I do want to point people to your website at vlluxspas.com.
Yes.
Now, my last question is, what does beauty mean to you?
Beauty means to me, beauty is in the heart. I think that it all goes back to your intentions, um, having good character, having good integrity, and just being pure. I think that beauty is pure.
Okay.
I
Well,
always teach my daughter that pretty girls don't have nasty attitudes, and being pretty has nothing to do with the way that you look physically. but everything in how you present yourself. Because you can be statistically gorgeous, but if you have a crappy attitude, then it'll ruin that.
Well said. Well said. I think that's a great definition of beauty. Well,
Thank you.
there you have it, Ayana Hall. So, Ayana, where can people contact you in your spa?
Um, our all of our socials are on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok as vl.luxspa. You can also text VIP to 833-418-7886 or visit our website at vlluxspas.com. We're located in Detroit on Grand River in Rosedale Park at 18718 Grand River Ave, Detroit, Michigan.
Awesome. Well, Ayana, this was great. Thank you for coming on, and thank you for sharing your message.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for listening to the Beauty Talk podcast. Any questions, please contact the practice directly with the contact information provided during the show. We'll see you again next time. Bye for now.